episode 7 of John's Workshop, and first and foremost, before we start, cheers. I've had a busy day today, and we'll show you some of that in a moment, but good health. I'm ready for this. So this episode we're going to call Lift Your Load, and all of that will become apparent as we work through the episode. Apologies for the lighting, it's probably a bit dark on tonight's episode. Still don't have any power in the workshop, so I'm still working on lead lamps and things like that, and it is now 9:15 on Saturday night, so it's almost dark outside, so we're working with lead lamps and things. So tonight's episode, we're just going to run through quickly a few things. I've got a few things to show, and we'll look at some of those. A bit of interest. I've got some stickers that have come in, and we'll run through some stickers that have come in that'll be going up on the sticker board as soon as we've run through them. And then a bit of a workshop update, and another bit of a sort of future plans, which sort of relates to the title of the episode, Lift Your Load. So we'll have a look at that, and hopefully it'll all become clear what that's all about. So I'll bring you back, and we'll focus in on the bench, or the temporary bench, and we'll just look through a couple of things that I'm going to show you. One, to improve the audio slightly. What I'm noticing with the camera is, as I've said in previous episodes, the camera I've got it's not a brilliant camera. It's a cheaper thing, and when I'm stood right next to it, the audio's pretty good. The minute I move away, like I am now, I have to have the camera quite a distance away, and the audio tends to get quiet, and it needs a lot of editing. So I bought myself a lapel microphone, wireless one, so hopefully the rest of the episode will be shot with that being used, and hopefully we should see a bit of a difference in the quality of the audio. Certainly the levels of the audio should be better. So I'll bring you back when we're focusing on the bench, and we'll go through some stuff, and I'll show you that microphone as well. Okay, so we're back at the bench. I'll just show you the microphone before I plug it in and try it for the first time. So it's an Amazon purchase. Let's get that in shot. So it's Fifine or Fifine, however you pronounce it. It was about 40 something pound from Amazon. 2 separate units. The receiver unit that plugs into the back of the camera, and the transmitter unit that you just stick in your back pocket, and obviously the cable there to the microphone that you clip to your lapel. So I'll just get that set up, and I'll try and shoot the rest of the episode with that, and we'll see what that's like, and hopefully an improvement. So good news, guys, I've had a bit of a play with the microphone, and it all seems to work with the camera, so that's good. Bad news is I don't have a lapel, so I've had to kind of clip it to my jumper, so it may be too close, it may not. I'll try and sort that out when we come to the editing. So onto the stickers, and a lot of these are kindly from Aid of Aid's Workshop. I don't know whether you've seen his channel, but if you haven't, then go and look him out. Very interesting channel, and he sent me some stickers. So there you go, Aid. The stickers have turned up. Thank you very much. So that will be going up on the sticker board shortly. And Aid kindly sent me some more stickers that he's been sent by various different channels to be passed on. And all of the channels that he sent me, I've now subscribed to. Some that I knew about, some that I didn't. So the first one, Sawlogs Plastic Hubs. Jim Deadman, apologies, and I think from memory, from watching one of Aid's videos, I think he's in Northern Ireland, if I'm right. So that will be going up on the sticker board shortly. Ragsdale Creek Workshop in the States, and which bit of the States I'm not totally sure, but anyway, Alabama. So there you go, Ragsdale Creek Workshop from Alabama. So that'll be going up shortly. The Arcade Shop, another another good channel. I've been having a look at a few of the videos, so interesting work. Go Create, hobby machine shop, so focused more in on the sort of steam engines, traction engines type work, but again, very interesting engineering work. A similar sort of channel is from Australia, Emma's Spare Room Machine Shop, again focusing in on sort of traction engines, steam engines, model steam engines, that kind of thing, but interesting work. So that will be going up on the board. And Woods Creek Workshop, watched a few of those videos last night, and again subscribed. It was a channel that I'd not previously seen until Aid sent me the stickers through, so again, interesting channel, enjoying the videos on there. And then finally, John's Workshop. So I've now got my own stickers that have come through, so I've got one up on the board already, but you know, I've got some stickers now, and they'll be sent out to people who request them, so no problem with that. To set up the next thing to show you, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so hopefully this goes some way towards explaining the name of the episode. This was a birthday present from my wife. I have to put up with a lot, really. Can you imagine buying your wife an ironing board for Christmas or a birthday? No, I'm joking, of course. I've had this about 10 years. We were walking around Aldi's, and this was in the middle of an Aldi store 10 years ago. And I knew that one day I was going to have a workshop, and I saw it, and she said, "What do you want for your birthday?" I said, "I'll have an overhead crane, please," because I've always wanted one of those. So here it is. It's been sat in the box for 10 years. I've got some ideas around how I'm going to use it, and I'm thinking around. It comes with its own sort of fixing brackets, which are incredibly flimsy, really, when you think what it's actually doing. So it's just held up by these two sort of where's the camera? There we go. Two sort of pressed steel brackets, which, you know, I can flex with my hand. They're not what you'd call particularly strong. It's limited to 250 kilograms anyway, the unit, so I guess it doesn't need to be much stronger than that for that sort of weight. So I've been thinking about how I'm going to fix this into the workshop, and where I'm going to fix it moreover, because it's not going to be really a sliding crane like you would get in some workshops. So it's probably going to be fixed in one position, or fixed in one position, mainly able to move it around should I need to. And I was thinking about how I'm going to do that, and I thought what I could really do with is one of those nice, you know, yellow crane beams for it to sit on. And where am I going to find one of those? Well, part of the work that's been going on in the workshop, and excuse the tripod noise. There we go. That's where we're going to find one of those. So the rusty old beam, or one of the rusty old beams that's in the top of the garage, has had a bit of a rub down, in a poor state, really, very rusty. Quite a few areas where there's some reasonable lumps of material come off, but still reasonably strong. You know, I don't, certainly for 250 kilograms, I don't think that'll have any problem at all. Supporting that weight. So the plan is that next to the, that's kind of going to sit between the lathe and where I plan to put the milling machine. And at the end, so there's the lathe, the milling machine will be going next to it in this next bay, and the girder sits up there in between. So the plan is I'm going to fix it up there close to the pillar, and then I can lift things up into the, onto the milling machine table, vices or whatever, rotary tables should I need to lift, or anything heavier. So that's the plan. I need to do some kind of design, and we'll probably do that around the whiteboard on the next episode or something, just to show you guys what I'm thinking about, and I'll accept any good feedback, because it's all useful feedback. So that's the plan, that's what I'm thinking of doing. So at some point, hopefully I'll have an overhead crane in here, which will help, because the milling machine I'm potentially looking to purchase comes, and you need to disassemble the top half, and I think that weighs about 250 kilos, so I'll be able to then lift the top half of the milling machine off the base,
put the base in position, and then hopefully lower the milling machine back down onto the base, even if it's not in the final location, but and then move it to its final location afterwards. So that's something a bit more progress in the workshop, which I'm sort of looking forward to. It's nice to see the beam painted. It does need another coat of paint, but it certainly looks a lot better than it did 2 or 3 days ago, when it was all rusty and spiders crawling all over it, and it was a bit of a mess. So as a bit of update, I'm going to spin you around now. I'll take the lamp up the other end of the camera, and we'll point back this way and show you what I've been getting up to at the other end of the workshop.
Well, I fixed the leaking window, guys. I can guarantee that wooden window frame's never going to leak water in again. How's that for a view? You see my neighbours out there all walking around. It's a shame I'm bricking it up, really, but if I can see out, then other people can see in, and obviously that's not good with the stuff that I'm going to have in here. So it'll get bricked up later today, and I'll bring you back at some point when we've got it bricked up, just before we put the pudding on. Well, there we go, guys. I'm shooting this again. I shot the first go at this, and the new wireless microphones are already letting me down. Maybe just a loose connection or something I need to play with in the settings. But so this is the second take. So you can see there what I've been up to today, and why I deserve the pint. And the sort of astute amongst you will notice immediately that I'm no bricklayer. That's not what I do for a living. But it's not bad. It's going to get rough cast on the outside, and obviously boarded on the inside. So fortunately nobody's going to have to look at it. So including me. So all done. I bought myself a new 9-inch angle grinder a while ago now, knowing that I was going to do this job, and that's what I've used to cut the block work, including the thin strip of blocks that run across the top there, with a diamond wheel in, and that went very well. So that's really been today's work, removing the old window, and that didn't come out particularly easily, even though it was rotten. The glass was quite brittle and ended up making quite a mess, but anyway, we got it out. We got it cleaned up a little bit all around the sort of aperture, and then we've got the blocks done. So that's great. It means I can move on now, crack on, get that wall boarded up, and then that's all the main sections boarded. And I've just got the pillars in the corners to do, and the pillars along the side walls, and then we're ready to start putting well, obviously a coat of paint on everything first, and then start putting the electrics in, which will be good because I can stop using extension leads and stuff, and it'll just make everything much easier. So that's it for now. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. I hope you're enjoying the progress, and I'll catch you on the next video.
Just a quick addendum to the episode, guys. I just thought I'd bring you back. I've just put all the stickers that I've just run through up on the board, so you can see them all there, starting to work around the outside of the board. So it looks like I've got some friends, which is great. Okay, I'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing.